Hi everyone, this is Stephanie at Hightower Stitching with today's video, which is 210. Wintertime. I've got another Afghan I started on. We're staying in the house a lot. This is a 4.5-inch block, and you can see the little medallions are so pretty. And it just takes time. It's going to take time, but it's going to be really smashing when it's finished. So this is what we're going to work on today. The centers are going to be made first, of course, and you can see that there's round 1 and there's round 2. And when you compare the two, you see that I've chosen to do different colors in the centers, and then I'm going to use yellow as my second all the time. And then the one that's joining them together is really pretty green, and not bright, not dull, but just a pretty green that pulls it together like a little garden. Got the list of things that that go with this video. It is 210. It's a very pretty 2-stitch, but actually it's a 3-stitch because I forgot a single crochet. So we got 3 stitches, and it makes a 4.5-inch square. And it's used for an Afghan, but you could make several if you were just having fun and make it into a pillow. You could have a front and a back or just the front. The source is The Year of Afghans, Book 4 again, page 23. It's published by Leisure Arts. It's 1999. And this is a tutorial. All right. We're going to have 48 squares. I'm making 12 columns of 16. A crochet hook H, which is the little nice, easier to hold one. We're going to have worsted yarn. You're going to have center color or colors. You're going to have round 2, which I used for the yellows, and then round 3, which makes the quilt go together, and that's the green. All right, and also, to tie up the ends of the knots that we make, we're going to need a large-eyed sharp needle, and I tend to like a metal one, and I found a really good one the other day that's got a nice big eye in it, and it's gone pretty good, but I'll show you some ideas for doing that. And then you have different options. You could make if you had a bunch of one color, you could make all of the medallions the same color. I'm making columns, so I've got 16 in a row that I'm making. And the other way to do it is to have a variety of them, and you could just sit and make those as you're going around or watching TV, and then just make the center part, which would be just the yellow and whatever your other color is, and make a whole bunch of those. And then when you're ready, you can take your third color, like my green or whatever color you chose, and then sew them together, and you'll see how that works in a minute. Okay, and I'll tell you one thing that I learned a long time ago is sometimes it's hard to watch in that quilt book to keep up with it, even we using a Post-it to move it, and also to give myself a mental idea of what's going on in here. This is my cheat sheet, and this is what we are going to do for the whole thing, to actually putting them together, because I'm going to show you how to put it together. And so I just leave that even when I'm working, and I get where I just use it to as just to look back at, especially so I don't lose my place or if I do something wrong. And most of them you can do something wrong. Well, we're going to start with a ring, and it's going to have a chain of 4, and you can start with the one where you roll your fingers around, and then, let's see, now I'm trying to do it through the camera again. Pull it, and then you pull, there you go. And my finger pushes it through, and it makes a loop, a sliding loop. You can do a magic ring if you can look that up. It's fun. But the one I like for this one, because I don't want my stitches to grow or anything, I'm going to make just a knot, and I'm going to just make 2. It's 1, and then leave a tail on it because it's going to be tucked in. I got to get my other knot in there. the other tie. And then don't tie it real tight, because you want to make sure, because this is your first stitch. All right, we are ready. If you remember, your yarn comes through the 4th and 5th, travels between 4 and 5. That was too short to travel anywhere. Okay. Go up, go around, go over the middle finger, and end up at the first, over the pointer finger. But for this first part, I'm just going to partially do that. And when you start to get ready to do it, you'll see, because what I'm going to do is make the chain. I'm going to have a chain 4. Now, I'm not pulling that first one too tight. And then the next, you grab that part down there so you can make your chain. I've got everything in place, and I've wrapped my yarn, pull it through, wrap your yarn, pull it through, move your finger up, wrap and pull, move your finger up, and pull your loop up enough so you've got a nice loop, because we're going to need a big one in a minute. And then pass it through, and you've got your 4. Now come back to the very first one that you did out of your 4 and slide in that. Okay, you've got the first and the last together. Hold on to them, because we want to take and wrap your yarn and pull it through those 2. And that makes your first ring. All right, and now we're going to chain 3, because that's going to be our beginning of our round. And don't make it real tight. And with time, you'll learn how to make it looser or tighter like you want to. But this one, you need some looseness along in this one. So I've got chain 3. Now what I need is 19 double crochets. Okay, if you remember, double crochet was to wrap once, go through the center, pull, wrap your yarn once, wrap your yarn twice. That made 1. Now let's do another one. Wrap it through the ring, grab the yarn, wrap it once, wrap it twice, and one more. Around, grab it, wrap it, pull it through. Okay, and I'm going to need 19 of those, and this first chain counts as 1, so that's actually going to make 20. So far I've got 10 on there, and if you notice, my ring's getting smaller and smaller, and you're going to find that you want to take your left, the 4th finger on your left hand, and sort of ease these stitches, start easing the stitches back. And you could even done that a little sooner, but I know that it'll fit with the 20 on it. That makes 10 in there. And what I'd suggest is that when you think you've got 20, go ahead and count all the way around, because you're just going to end up having to take it out or change into another one, because the next row depends on what happens in that first row. So now at the top of that chain 3 that we did, take your needle, and you're still holding that last loop on there, slide it in that top, grab your thread, pull it through both parts, and that's called a joining. They've been joined. All right, and I'm going to give myself, this one doesn't need a long tail out there, but you need one that's like maybe that, about that long. That might be about 2.5 inches or 3 inches is not going to hurt you. Then I'm going to take my second color, which is yellow, and I'm going to take and hold the 2 ends together, This is the one that makes that nice knot that doesn't slip. I use this knot on a lot of things, not just in sewing, when I don't want things to go. And then wrap it around and pull the 2 threads through. All right. And then you can come down and you can take them and separate them and then pull them a little bit. And now you've got this nice connection, and that will not come apart. And we're going to sew those in with the big needle in a little bit. So now you can go into any stitch that you want to, start with, any one of them. So I'm just going to come right here, and I'm going to go in, and I'm going to grab the yellow and pull it up. That's my starter. All right. Now what we want to do there is we want to chain 4. So I'm going to go slide through once, slide through, move my finger up, slide 3, slide 4. And what this is the beginning chain of 3 with an extra one. And you'll see where that comes in a minute. So now we're ready to do some double crochets, a double crochet in the next stitch. So slide in and catch both of those, pull it out. Now we're ready to finish the double crochet by going through 2 once and 2 again. And here's the other part for this row, is now to do 1 chain 1. All right, and that's the pattern we're going to follow. We're going to do double crochet, chain 1. So let's wrap and go down in the next 2. Grab with your yellow, pull it through twice. That makes 3. Chain 1. Chain 1. Wrap. Go down in the stitch. Pull it up. And now you're ready to finish it. Whoops, and that does happen. Wrap it, go down into that stitch. All right, now you've got the 2 on there, so pull through one of them, pull through the next one, chain 1. All right, one more. Go down, catch the 2, pull it up. That's your double crochet, and that's your chain. We're going to do that till we get all the way around, and we have 20. Okay, I stopped. I've got all the way around. I stopped and I counted, and I do have 20. And I do have my chain 1, end with a chain 1. Now we're ready to join back. This time we go back to that chain 4 we did at the beginning and skip 3 stitches and go into the top. I didn't go into it, but it still works. Okay, go into it, grab it, pull it through both of them, and then pull this one out. So that makes a nice little tail out there. And you're ready to cut her off. And while we're right here where we have the ends in the back, these are the ones, leave the one that you're going to hook onto. But on all the others, you're going to be ready to do something. Now this center ring one, I actually carried it with me as I went around, and when I was putting in the first row, the purple row, so I can just clip that one off. That one's gone. And then you want to take this, and one way is to smash it over the needle head, up over there where the eye is, and then you're going to take and you're going to work this in there. Oh gosh, that was a miracle. Some of your threads, well, that didn't work. All right, let's see if we can get it one more time. And sometimes it takes a couple times to get it where you want it. This purple and the yellow are not real thick, so that's why I thought I had it. And you're going to work it in there. Well, once you get it worked through there, and it will, then you can take and weave it. Now, since I was playing with the purple one, I'm going to take my needle, and it doesn't need to be long. It just has to have a good eye on it so you can thread it. And then you can go back down through the purple and then pull it gently and then cut off that end and go back and do the other yellow, but don't cut your joiner off. And I did discover last night that when I was doing this, that if my eye was big enough, I could cut a narrow piece of this is like a Post-it. It's got to be able to go through the eye folded. So I just cut one that looked like it would fit through the eye. And I'm having a hard time today seeing, and that's still a little bit wide. But what you can do is once you get it, and you get where you have an idea of how to do it, of way that it's going to fit. Then I wrapped my thread, the end of my thread, in it. Especially if I use the sticky end of the Post-it note. And you don't have to do this all the time. It's just that sometimes you have one kind of thread that's nicer than the others, I guess, or thicker. And then take and squeeze it and slide it through that eye, the paper, and then grab it on the other side and then pull it, and you'll have it threaded. And I'm sure there's some more ways, but those are a couple ways that I found to do that. So then we're finally getting, this one goes so fast, and then we're going to be ready to work on joining it. And this is where the fun comes in. And here's one of my fancier drawings, but this is where the idea of where we're going to go, and then I'll show you with a block. Because right now it's round, and we want to start making this into the square, and this round will do it. And so you can go into any of these to start, and so it doesn't matter. So let's just say we're going to start with this one. And we're going to be working with your medallion, your motif there, and the quilt, the Afghan right now, which is sitting out here. There's the Afghan. Here's the other edges of that. All right. So now the first thing you're going to do, though, for the first row, the pattern I want you to see is that you're going to put 3 double crochets in the first 4 that you come to. So once you get it in here, these are the yellow spokes. Okay, so there was 3 in the very beginning. You have to do a chain 3 and then 2 double crochets. All right, and then you're going to put 3 in this one, 3 in this one, and 3 in this one. That makes 4 in a row going across. And every time when you start, that's the way you're going to start. Then you're going to come where you're going to have the corner. And the next yellow, you're going to have ended right here on the edge. So then you want to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just going to go all the way down. All right. And then you're going to, got that, you're holding that loop. You're going to do the next set. You're going to skip that box. You're not going to put anything in it. You're just going to put a chain over the top of it. And then you're going to start and you're going to do 3 double crochets, 3 double crochets, 4 times again. And this is the overall pattern. I just want you to see it. Then you're going to take and repeat it with a chain. Nothing goes in there. So you go chain 7. And then you come back down and double crochet in the next one. 3, 3, 3, 3. And guess what? Then you're going to, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to have another chain. And you're not going to put anything in there. And then you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And if this is why I said count, Because if you have done this right, then when you get here, there's where you started. Here's where the last 3 are. Well, what's supposed to go in between there is a chain 7. And chain 7 in this one would hook back into the first one over here, because that's the end of your row. So you can see how the pattern repeats itself with 4 double crochets. Well, 4 sets of 3 double crochets, chain 7, another set of 3, 3, 3, 3, 4 times, a chain, 4 more, and a chain. And if you've done it right, you end up with 4 more in an open space, which becomes the last chain. That's the 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's not going to matter which way we use that. So now let's look at one that's been added on here. This very corner right here, if you can look at this. Now, with this one, you're going to find that we're going to have 2 subtle differences, but it's not going to be bad. When you are starting with the first one, you're going to only have to hook on one side, which would be like this side that's connecting this. So you start over here, and you start sewing the greens, and you've made your 4 sets of 3. You put a chain 7 in there, and for this one you're going to go up 3 and hook into the chain of the last one, and then you're going to chain 3, and you're going to start doing the 3 double crochets again, but this is a chain 7, and it's halfway. All right, now here's where we're going to join them. This is kind of fun. You've got your 3 crochets done, your double crochets. You're going to look at the medallion before it on your row, and you're going to go over to the first post along those 4 that we did before. And right where that yellow post is, you're going to slide your needle from here over to there and make and catch the other one and make a single crochet there in that block. And then that's going to put you right back where you were, and you're going to go do the next 3 double crochets. And then you're going to start looking for your next post on the other one, which is right here. And so you're going to come into this space between those from the bottom and your top, and you're going to make a single crochet, which will set you back right here. You're going to do the 3 again. It's going to set you right here. You're going to go over to the post and grab that post and make a single crochet. And then here's that 4th set we had. Now when you get to the end of that 4th set, you're going to find that you're looking at the corner. So you go 1, 2, I guess I do 3. For some reason, I don't know. But anyway, it's 3 and 4. So just go, but I usually just go up 3, and I'm going to hook into one of the previous sets of chains that were hooked together. And do a single crochet, and I'm going to come out of there, and then you're not going to put anything in that one, remember? So you're going to double crochet in these 3. You're going to look for the post on this side and single crochet, double crochet, double crochet, double crochet, look for the post. There he is. Hook into that one and keep going till you get to the next corner. And I think I do probably just go up on 3 on these and grab it, and then chain 3, come down and do this post. Now you can see I've I started down here, and right now I've stopped work for the minute right here, and this is going to be empty just like it was at the beginning. So I need to continue with a pattern of at the bottom of the chain of doing the 3 doubles, 3 doubles, 3 doubles, 3 doubles. And when I get to there, one way or the other, you're going to take and you're going to connect the ones together by doing a slip stitch. And so hopefully this will make sense as I get ready to start doing it. All right. So the first thing I want to do is I want to hook on. We're doing great. I hoped we could get this one together without a part 2. So I'll quickly do my knot. It's not the knot didn't do it. Slow down. Wrap it. Okay, here we go. Get my hook. Got some thread. Now you're going to start using up some thread. And I know where I want to start. It's right that one we were talking about. So I'm going to come in, and it doesn't matter which chain I come into. I want to do a chain 3, and then I want to do 2 doubles. And this very first one is just going to go like this all the way. Now I'm going to do the next 3 and the next 3. Whoops, you didn't see it. I drifted off on you there before a minute ago. All right, but I started down here with a chain 3, 2 double crochets, then set a 3, set a 3, set a 3. Now I've got 4 sets right there. And for the first one, you're going to take and you're going to put a chain 7, because we're not going to hook in yet. We're going to hook in the next corner. So now you can see I've had it hanging out here. Remember, there was an X. You skip one of those spaces. So I'm going to skip that space because that's my corner. And I'm going to start my double crochets in the next yellow box. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do 4 sets again of 3. Okay, now I've done up one corner. I've done 4 sets of 3. I'm going to hook into my first corner where they're hooked together. So just go 1, 2, 3. All right. Put the wrong sides together. Lay the wrong sides together for the second, and go up to the chain that matches that one on your on the other medallion. Let's see if I can catch it. There it is. Now pull it up. Then grab your thread and pull it through both loops. And we've got the first connection made to our block. Now what we want to do is we've got to get back to our first one. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. All right. Now this is making the next corner. So you're going to skip that yellow because that's a corner. You're going to start doing your double crochets again. And then we're going to do a little different now. We're going to do 3. It's so much fun when you get to this part. It just goes. All right, I've got the 3. I'm looking at the one that I was going to hook to. All right, now what I'm looking for is the first set of 3s that have the yellow post in it. So let's go across here, 1, 2, 3, and stick my finger up. There he is. I'm going to take, this is what's fun, I'm going to take and go in there, and I'm going to grab the thread, I'm going to wrap it, and I'm going to grab it, and I'm going to pull it through and pull it through the other loop. And there I've made my first connection. And don't pull it tight, because that's what I found out. And I've learned that this is the one part where I need to make that stitch looser. So you can sort of pull it out a little bit, and you can see if you can lay it a little flat. but it works good. So now I've got that one connected. So I'm ready to go on to my next set of 3. So I'm going to go 1. I'm going to go 2. I'm going to go 3. That tells me it's time now to hook on to the next post. So you have to really do 2 things. Turn it and look at it and find the place, which is going to be right here. And you got to, I usually set my hook in it, so I got it. And I get ready to grab my thread. And I pull it through. And then I loosen it up a little bit. Now there, I didn't catch all my threads. Let's see if it'll come through. Nope, let's try again. And that happens. It doesn't happen too much, but you got to go back and find your loop to get ready to go through where you stopped. I think it looks like I lost one. Okay, so I lost one of my double crochets, so I've just got to go back and put it back in. All right, and then I've got to go back and look for where my next post was. Right there. I'm going to go up, grab it, and now I'll see, I pull it, there it goes. All right, I've got 2 hooked on. All right, I'm going to do the next one. We're going to have 3 hooks hooked on. So that's 1, 2, 3. We're almost getting there. Look for the post. The thread got caught. I should be right here. Yep. I'm going to slide my needle up in there. I'm going to get my thread over there. You can not quite this. You just have to take your time and then slide it through too. Okay, now we're going to do the last set because we had to have 4 sets, remember, going across. We've done 3 and we've hooked on by 3 yellow posts. But now what we're going to do is we're going to put our 4th set in. 2, 3. That makes the 4th one. But now we're back to a corner again. So we can take and go. I've got my thread on the wrong side. 1, 2, 3. Now start looking where your other ones have come together. And that would be up in this piece right in here. See how it's starting to make that star pattern? And what you want to do is come up in the center of that and grab the thread, pull it through. I grabbed too many. Let's see. In the center, grab, pull the thread through, and then run your thread through it like a single crochet. Okay, so now, because of the way this one's put together, we had 2 sides to put together. So we're at the corner where we did a chain 3. We're going to do a chain 3 to get us back down to our one that we're adding. So we've got chain 3, skip a yellow, do 3 doubles, and I'm hoping that this video will keep on keeping on because this will be the end. Now I've got my first 3. I want to look over at the other medallion across from here, and I see where the first yellow is. I'm going to go into that, grab my thread, pull it up. Hey, come on, and pull it through, and then don't make it real tight. And then I'm ready to come back down, and I'm going to start in with 3 again. If this cuts out, I want you to know that all you would do is join the last stitch to the first one that you did. All right, now I'm going to go up to my next yellow. I did that one, and remember you're going to join into 3 yellows. All right, that was 2. Now we're going to do 3 double crochets. This is really a pretty project, and there's so many things that you can do. There's the 3rd one. See, it goes faster. And now I still got 2 spaces, but remember I have to have 4 sets. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Oh, we're making it. Okay, guess where we are? We are to the next corner. Perfect. So we're going to chain 3. And then we're going to go over to that next star we were making. And we're going to go in the center of there. Grab it. Pull it through. Got to get back home. Chain 3. We're almost home. And now we're going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3. Da-da, da-da, da-da. And then we're going to lay it out, and we're going to see that we have connected. Look at that. It makes me so happy. And then I'm going to give myself, this part I'm going to give myself a nice little tail. And I'm going to pull that, cut it. And now I've got some work to do, and that's to clean this up. But these you can just go ahead and do with your needle like we were talking about. This I do with that colored. But what I do on this one is I get the thread in the needle here, and I slide the needle down because I want to get close to this green one right here. I'm tying everything off because I don't want anything to come apart. And so once I get that down there, I can even leave the needle on it still. And I wind it and make a double knot. I'd make a knot. And but I've run it through there to get down there. Then I've got those pieces that I run through. And if it's green, I run it with the green, especially in this round part. If it's yellow, it's a little trickier. You can run it through the green. That's no problem. Or you can run it back and forth in this yellow right here. But you can tell, once you get started, you might be frustrated. I was at one, especially following, well, what loop am I supposed to hook into? And then I finally figured it out. And now it's just fun. I just sit there, and sometimes I just make all the centers, the purple and yellow parts. Well, sometimes I make just the purple first, and then I come back and add the yellow to all of them, and then I get ready to put them in the quilt, in the Afghan. But this is Stephanie at Hightower Stitching. I hope you enjoyed that. Please subscribe and hit like, and come back again and visit. Thank you.